Hello, everyone. My name is Doc Holliday. Thank you for tuning in today. Um, I really just wanted to come on here and talk about one really big issue that we have going on, that has been going on for uh, decades now, and that is really the epidemic that we have with our guns right now. Um, I'm sure, like most people, you know, I too like guns. I have my share of guns and everything, and um, it's like America's pastime or whatever. I don't know, like baseball or what is it, apple pie and ice cream or whatever, But I'm talking all guns, like the big ones, you know, and even the little ones and everything. It's I like them all, just like everyone else would like them all. The problem is that we don't secure our weapons like we should. Um, you know, Everybody talks about the right to own a weapon, um, and well, I shouldn't say everyone. A lot of the right, uh, the Republicans, will say that everyone has the right to own a weapon. It's the Second Amendment right and everything. Um, well, I think one of the things that trumps the Second Amendment right is my uh, chief and foremost right to live, and I should not be have the fear of being gunned down or cut down as a result of a weapon that has been uh, not secure and has been apprehended or yeah, has been stolen out of someone's car or stolen out of someone's house because the weapon was left unsecured. In my Tundra, I had a, uh, a gun safe in my car, to where if there was ever a time that I would uh, need to go somewhere and it did not, or would need to store my gun in my car, I would store my gun in my safe in my car. You know, um, you know, or you could store it in your glove box if it's locked, but you cannot just leave your gun in your center console unsecured, or in your car unsecured. Locking the door in your car is not being secure. Your gun is not secure by being outside in your car and your door locked. And a lot of times, people's doors not even locked. Criminals just go by and lifting up handles, and oh, the door is open. Oh, look at those seals. Oh, I got somebody's Glock that is just sitting here unsecured. Okay, I can go sell this, make some money, or whatever. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, or yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's some little kid that's going around breaking in somebody's cars, or it's somebody that's out on drugs that is breaking in somebody's cars. Both cases, you're going to end up with kids or young dumbasses with guns that they would not have if the person that owned that gun had the gun secure. And so that is one of the that is one of the premier problems that is not being talked about enough, as it relates to the gun violence, the dramatic rise in gun violence that we're having right now. Um, and of course, the conversation is being drowned out by everyone in the Republican Party that are gun fanatics, or are like, don't mess with my right to have a weapon and everything. Don't tread on me. They took over that moniker and everything. um, um, yeah. Well, um, You know, I am not looking to apprehend everyone's guns, um, because it would just be one hell of a big headache and trying to do that. But what we can do is, you know, legislate or make sure that we have adequate laws in place to make sure that things don't happen, like um, having any of our state houses or state buildings, um, you know, ran down or overran by people with guns that ain't law enforcement. Like, what is going on? How does this happen? How do you allow? And I'm talking in this case about Michigan. How do you allow people to overtake the Capitol with guns? Overtake, and they come into the chamber with guns. Um, you know, a lot of these people that are uh, wearing these badges and everything, they need to really take their oaths that they've taken a little bit more seriously and recognize that they have to protect our country from all threats, no matter foreign or domestic. And as we see, we've had a lot of threats that are domestic in nature, that has gone against our citizenry, our politicians, and yet not enough is being done about it. Um, as you know, we had the January 6th thing. There was some extreme patience that was displayed by everybody involved, on the you know as far as the police and all that, and the lawmakers. Because had I been there in either capacity, a lawmaker or a police officer, it would have been some bodies being drug out of that bad boy, and I wouldn't have gave a dang about it. I would have it would have been a whole nother situation, and it and that needs to be the viewpoint of any and every police officer and or security guard that we have, that guards any of our state buildings. Again, we have to understand that we have enemies of the state that are foreign and domestic in nature. We have to understand that we have devils in this land, you know, and many of them are white devils. Many of them, a great many of them are white devils. And that's just the way it is. We have to call a spade and look at it and accept it as what it presents itself as. And we have to protect ourselves and our nations against the evil atrocities of these Republican politicians and their followers, or whatever you call it, supporters. We have to do this. And the way that we do this is to make sure that, number one, we put together laws that protect our nation. That means more gun restrictions, and even if you have a gun license, if you have a license to carry or to have a gun license, or a gun, in order for any guns to be sold, we should make sure that there is a safe in the vehicles or houses, wherever this gun is going to be stored at, we have to make sure there is safes installed in that um, place to make sure that that gun is stored safely. You know, um, I'll give you a case of point. If you were to go into the military, it would take you a great long time to be trusted in order to uh, hold a weapon in the military. It would take you, months or whatever to be trusted to hold a weapon for, limited times, yet alone allow you to keep it um, on your own. And this is what you have in training day after day after day after day after day about how to handle and properly store and maintain and be trusted with that weapon, because these weapons are actual killing machines, especially like this AR-15 that I have. This is like a killing machine. This should be only in the military because it's not needed for self-defense. This just is not needed for self-defense at all. To be honest, the reason why I got it is because I was like, yo, there's going to be a race war or something like that. Hey, I'm going to make sure that me and my family and my neighbors or whatever, we're going to be taken care of. You know what I mean? So that was the only reason why I got it. I haven't fired this mug once since I've had this mug for like, I don't know, like 4 years or so. You know, um, it's just been sitting there collecting dust. But um, a lot of people have been in there collecting dust. It ain't like we're gonna use it or have the need to use it. You know, and then again with people not securing them, it just leads to more problems. So we've already dealt with the car situation. The other thing is having them not secured in the homes. We have a lot of times, especially with handguns, with a lot of people wanting to keep the handguns and keeping, one in a chamber with the handguns and having handguns with no safeties and everything. And, you have people storing them on the countertops, on the cabinets, on the couch, wherever, close to them, thinking, somebody might come in their house and they got to come reach for the gat or whatever. Meanwhile, they got all the kids and everything going all around doing all this and that and the third. The two don't mix. You cannot have a loaded weapon just laying around while you got kids walking around here. They don't know what the heck that is. They thinking that's a toy. They go bang and kill somebody. This happened plenty of times, and it's going to keep on happening more and more and more the more that we have knuckleheads having guns needlessly in our communities and having our youngest kids being exposed to these guns and possibly killing some of their relatives because the guns, they should not have had any exposure to those guns. Those guns should have been put up. The person who owns those guns should not have been able to, should have not been able to even buy the guns because they don't know, they don't have the proper safety, the proper mindset of what it is to have the responsibility of owning a gun, because it is such it's such a vast responsibility that obviously if you end up with a child pulling a trigger or something on the guns, you obviously hadn't learned a lesson of when and where to and how to store it and make sure that it's put up out of the reach of adolescents, kids, or dumbasses in general. Um, so, you have that issue. And then you have the issue with with, okay, straw purchases, all of the stuff, like, and then suicides as well. Suicides, this is the number one cause of suicides is by handguns. You know, like, and suicides is going to go way up, if things keep going in the direction that they are going at, it's going to be a lot more suicides that are going to go on. We need to get out ahead of it, and um, make sure that we have the proper people that are mentally able to possess the weapons, only be able to possess those weapons, and not those that are incompetent and unable to obtain these, or should not be around them because of a situation where they are mentally um, fragile, or suicidal, or have some homicidal tendencies, or what have you. Um, so, more psychological screening needs to be done. Um, it can't be these things where you see it in Texas, where you just be 18 and you can go on a gun, and seemingly they don't care. You can go in there 18 every day, just go buy a gun. Like, you go and get a crew of cats every day, go and buy a different gun every day, and you just have your whole little arsenal. Have a whole little militia over in Texas and everything. Just ready to kick something off. Um, we got to quit being so scared of the boogeyman. This The boogeyman is not real, yo. You don't have to be scared of the boogeyman. You need to find you a little bit of Jesus, and He'll protect you. And you won't need these lead things. This is just devils, man. This is devils. Like I say, I would gladly give this away if it could save your life. Like, I would gladly do this. If I could give this weapon away and be like, yo, if I could see you, any person on the face of the earth right now, like, seriously, I don't care if you're freaking from Detroit, from Shreveport, Louisiana, to LA, to Ethiopia, to I don't know, Palestinian, anywhere. Oh, by the way, shout out to my Ethiopian people. Shout out to my Palestinian peoples out there. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters that are in America. All my brothers and sisters worldwide that are in that struggle, that lost in that struggle of racism, and apartheid, and every other thing, that oppressive system that is trying to keep you down. It's things are going to come around. So keep your head up. You know what I mean? Keep your head up. You know what I mean? Get educated. Get your mind right. You know what I mean? But don't turn to no violence. Don't turn to no violence. That ain't the game that we're playing right here. You understand? So sorry, but back to this. Like, I would give up these weapons, if it could be to save anybody's life. I would gladly give this up if it could save somebody's life. And the fact of the matter is that it would save millions of lives if we had everybody else to follow suit. If we said that, okay, I value your life, because right now, me personally, I don't have any kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, um, yet and still, I would give up my happiness, whatever joy or whatever that this is supposed to bring to me, because of the fact that I know that somewhere along the line, it is going to help many kids, and many families, and it ain't going to be my descendants. It's going to be yours. But I would still give this up. You know what I mean? If it was to protect you, any one of you, You know what I mean? And that's just that should be that should be what it means to be American. You know what I mean? That should be the number one thing. Like at a bare minimum, you should be of enough of a person to say that I care about another human being. You know what I mean? That should be at a minimum level of what it means to be an American. And from that vantage point, if you are an American and claim yourself to be an American, you should be able to say the same thing that you know what I mean? Like for real, this is some BS. Like this weapons, all of these weapons that we have, it is not going to, it doesn't give you any extra bit of being. You know what I mean? It doesn't add to your life whatsoever. It really doesn't. You know what I mean? And you would have it's a very emphasize like this guitar pick. This is how much of how much it would matter to you to give to me to give up that weapon, just that little bit. Just and my life would be like as much as this room. You know what I mean? And me giving up the weapon would be that as compared to this room, the volume of this room of my life that this really giving up this weapon would equate to. You know what I'm saying? And I want that everyone that's American, anyone that is hearing this from my voice, we should have that same kind of construct to say, that, okay, I could give away this if it means that I'm going to save a life, if I'm going to save a person's life. You know what I mean? That is living, is breathing, that is could be such a beautiful being on this earth and provide so much to mankind. That everyone should be wanting to get rid of these things in order to make sure that the blessed of us are able to walk the earth as long as humanly possible. So I ask of you to find it within yourself to say, okay, yes, I'm in 100% agreement. Like we don't need these weapons, yo. We do not need these weapons. We don't need any of them at all. We don't need any of them at all. We don't need any of them at all. And the quicker that we get this in our heads, the quicker we can save our kids, and we can save our schools. We can save our employment centers. We can save our churches. We can save our shopping centers. We can save all of our workplaces. We can save everything. We can save everything if we get rid of these guns. If we get rid of the guns, we can save everything. We can get rid of all this scourge, all this badness, all this death, this carnage, this everything. If we get rid of these guns, we can do it. We can do it. We just have to make sure that we understand how beautiful, how beautiful that we are. We have to understand how beautiful we are, and we cannot. And once we embrace how beautiful we are, and start to strive to attain or to achieve that light, that beauty that each of us have. Once we're able to change our goals to achieve that light, we will understand truly that this should no longer be in existence. This is these things right here. America would always hold itself to be just this proud nation, and how much it is better than all these other nations. You had the BS president, what's his name, Trump, saying that we got a-hole countries and everything that are now around the world. Well, you know what? America is an a-hole country. All thanks to these right here, America is an a-hole country because America is full of shit. America is fucked up right now because of things of this weapon right here. You know what I mean? America right now is an a-hole country because of this. And now Now, we don't have to be, an a-hole country if we decide not to live by this and not to live by the greed and that we are living by at currently. You understand what I mean? So, I hope that everybody, can really take this to heart, because we are losing way too many of our kids, way too many of our children, way too many of our old people, way too many people. Period. We are causing way too much pain, and extra heartache and misery. We are allowing these guns to terrorize us. We are allowing these guns to terrorize us. We have to stop this. We can stop this. We have to have the political and moral will to say enough is enough, and and I'm willing to give up these guns. Every last one of them. These ones and the small ones or whatever too. We're willing to give away all of them, because we value our children and our lives, and our freedom and our sanity more than we do value the occasional gratification of being able to shoot these dang on guns or whatever, or feel that we are quote unquote protected. You're not protected until you have God. You're not protected until you have God. When you have God, trust me, you are fully protected. Trust me, you are fully protected when you have God. These guns don't grant you anything. These guns are not any bulletproof vests. Thank you very much for listening to me. You know, I hope that you got something out of this. I hope that you, if you did, please like, please subscribe, please share, and please share this message. And I hope that we are able to band together and to make the change that we need to make in order to save our nation, in order to save the future for our children. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Have a good day.